Hello everyone, this is Lord Flacco here, and today I have, give me 1 second, Trick or Treat. I saw this on Steam, and I thought it was a change of what I usually do, which is mainly games, but nevertheless, I don't know when my calculator is out, but I decided to try it out because it was very positive on Steam, and I just wanted to see what this is all about. And it's a good... Okay. The sound of our steps combine with that of the occasional nocturnal animal is the only thing we can hear. It's terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. From the moon? Our flashlights are the only things that light up our way. At times like this, one begs to not run out of battery. We walk without knowing what we're really looking for, or better said, for no reason. We are just a group of boys bored of our lives, trying to create a lasting memory on this night, instead of just staying home and doing nothing. That's what I usually do. I don't know what their problem is. Today is October 31st, All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. 3 young men walk through the dark, but up until now, nothing special forest, me being one of them. Okay. We are doing it to prove our courage. It's not bad. Too bad there isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. Seeing it like that, one could say this is a meaningless effort. For a moment, I stopped to look at my watch. It's 1:49 a.m. That means we have been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. I am sure that many people would find a place like this terrifying. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. What makes us afraid of the dark is that we cannot know what hides in it, what lurks in the shadows. But this is clearly an empty darkness. At the moment, I sigh, feeling how tired my legs are. What is the point of being here? Clearly we have already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return. I should tell them. Then why don't you tell them? You're clearly fucking tired and shit. Just go home. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest becomes strange. Suddenly a cold chill runs through my body. It was like another chill, except it was not going away. For no reason, the air's temperature dropped from one second to the other. So much so, my breath becomes visible, turning it to mist. Oh, a lot of reading. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with rotten smell, just a little short from being unbearable. What the hell? Images of worms and flies soon to appear in my mind, give me a really unpleasant feeling. We all stop at the moment. Axel, what's happening? I asked, confused, while turning to look at my friends. By the expression of their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. It was... I heard that. It was then when we heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. We all got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was not a mistake, but we stayed motionless, like statues, without making a noise. Just looking at each other's faces, wondering the same thing. Friend, what was happening? As if I could know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belonged to a human, or at least a large animal. But there was something strange about them. It sounds as if the person was dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver. Damn! Why is this happening? It makes no sense. We should have returned home before, but now it's too late to regret it. It was 1:49, so that means, yeah, it's really late. I have the feeling that we were being stalked by someone. The strange footstep stops, but I'm still feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's looking at me. The cursed thing is looking at me. My heart is beating anxiously. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. But strangely, my friends seemed unable to perceive it. It seems that it's gone. It must have been just an animal. Said one of them, convinced that we were safe. I would like to believe that too. We had a sigh of relief. However, bad luck would soon strike us again. Well, that's just a lot of crap. And unexpectedly, the forest becomes darker than before in just a blink of an eye. Whoa, I can't see shit. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but of our flashlights which went on. Oh! Of the three, only mine was still working. What's going on? Did the batteries die? Asked one of them scared, while both beat them desperately as if they were going to revive them. I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness was unpleasant for anyone. But after a moment we had no choice but to resign ourselves to that. Once more the sound of the footsteps is heard. But the silence is different now. We are not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We continue walking despite the fear that invades us. Visibility is almost zero, but we have no choice. In theory, we were walking back looking for the exit, but I can't remember anything from this forest. We could be walking in circles. I would never notice it until it was too late. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get out of it. Suddenly my thoughts were silenced. We hear the footsteps of someone, or something. Once more the three of us became statues. Oh, okay, I thought it was one of us. I'm like, what? I hold my breath while feeling my heart beating anxiously. Damn! Get away from here and leave us alone! Unexpectedly, the steps are heard closer. This time they did not disappear, but rather come at us. I can't stand it. Desperately, I move my flashlight everywhere looking for the author of those footsteps. Hoping for the light to reveal their identity and erase our fears. Nothing. Is that all there is around here? Just empty air? My anxiety grows with each failed attempt. I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, I move the flashlight again and see a silhouette. I cannot distinguish what it was, but for a moment the light revealed something. Quickly, I point at the same spot only to discover it was gone. Oh man. The ghosts and shit. They're the worst. I held my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I'm sure I saw something. It was then I heard something nearby. Without even thinking, I aimed the light towards it. Ooh. What I found leaves us paralyzed with an expression of disbelief on our faces. Oh, it's a fucking cat. It was a white cat with eyes of intense red, which stands before us. Her look is not the friendliest to say something. However, I get the feeling it's a female cat. Oi! Suddenly she lets out a tremendous meow and leaves us terrified. It sounds more like a lion's roar than a simple cat. The echo of the meow is heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sinister than it should be. It was then the suddenly inexplicable force hits us as three. I fall to the ground, and little by little my eyelids close. The fatigue becomes unbearable. Whoa, did this cat have like superpowers or something? Holy shit. I lost consciousness on the ground of the forest without knowing what was going to happen to me. Oh shit. Before night falls. Night already fell. It's 1:49 a.m. Okay, this is interesting. This is an interesting beginning. Oh. It is a day like any other, so normal that it was, oh, fucking hell. Painful. The only special thing that I could be said about this is it's October 31st. Wait, October 31st? Far were the memories when I was a kid and went out with my friends to ask for sweets from house to house. Just remembering it made me sigh. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better when I was a child, or at least seems like that. There were some who had good costumes, whether of superheroes or monsters. My friends and I, on the other hand, used our own imagination. Creativity was our costume, you could say, no matter how funny it could sound. I remember that my mother once painted red my face and told me, "You will bleed the devil." Okay, but it seems only she saw it that way. When we went from home to home, everyone said I was the tomato man. But those things didn't matter to me since we all had a good time. If I asked for candy now, even if I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything. Except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I was 17 years old. Okay, I am a 19-year-old man, yet I still go trick-or-treating like I am fucking like 12, and I have a great time. So fuck you people. But anyway, I can't stay in the past. I must live in the present no matter how little exciting this might be. Back to reality. We are a group of friends who didn't have any plans for the day. And I doubt guys as us would have any luck in the environment. The other option would be go to a party, meet girls, and have fun. Everything's perfect except that nobody has invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages. Okay, he's got a point there. I'm not the popular guy from the school, so all the parties and shit that I never went to because I don't know. I guess people didn't think I was the party type or some shit. Well, they'd be right. My friend Steven caught my attention while playing with the game console. Rush Red? I believe that's what the game is called. A fast and quite complicated fighting game for me. I would normally agree to play with him, but for some reason I didn't feel in the mood today. I have no desire to play right now. What? These guys have such good vocabulary. I replied with discouragement. I almost feel bad for doing it. Boring. The AI is no rival for me, Steven said with confidence. That you're playing on normal difficulty does not help your argument. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge to Alfred. I was leading the attention to a friend. I don't know how to play. Answering Alfred, doubting for a second. He was sitting behind the PC, but it seems he isn't doing anything interesting. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he was in Wikipedia. Who does that? Hey, don't you have something fun to do? I asked with discouragement without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looked at me surprised. The actual problem of society is that people are not interested in discovering their history. He is one of those pseudo-intellectuals, I think that's how you say it, always looking for a rare information to appear smarter than others. Oh, I hate those people. When we forget our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them. He added later. What are you talking about? This village is small, and its story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the normal has ever happened in it. Can I use the mouse keys instead of clicking? Shit, no I can't. Fuck. Alfred laughs. Oh shit. Okay, I can use spacebar. Alfred, your ignorance is worthy of praise. Oh shit, it's on. Oh crap. He pauses, filling his chest with pride. The very fact that it's a small town is full reason. It's full of mysteries. Did you know that 20 years ago on this date a man disappeared? So, what about it? I asked without being impressed or even interested in that least. Things like this happen all the time in these places. As I thought, you didn't know the history despite living in this very place. Alfred said while adjusting his glasses in an arrogant gesture. This is a legend behind the disappearance. This is what I was reading. After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. It's then I noticed that it is not a Wikipedia page, but some other page. Come on, read this and learn a little. Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Steven and I moved closer to read it. Okay, so this is about people disappearing 20 years ago. This is made in 2014, I think. Or more like, that's what it would be today. Oh, excuse me. So, people are disappearing. There's a cat that has supernatural powers. And they can't spell October 31st right. Town of Abingdon, Oxfordshire, fuck, country, 1994. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in this investigation. Truth is that I never in my life have seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I have seen crimes, yes, some difficult to solve, but all of them were human. Even if you don't know how to manage to perpetrate the crime, you know that they are people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. Truth is, I can't understand what happened. Okay. I was called for a disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham, 23 years, single. The last time he was seen was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drank alcohol, but he was still sober. Or at least that's what the witnesses said. Anyway, this is not something which can be explained by simple drunkenness. He apparently got lost on the way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. It had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his traces, which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently he had walked for 3 hours before stopping. I say stop. But the truth is we don't know what happened. The track suddenly ended in a clearing in the forest, and that's all. There's no evidence of struggle, no other trace, no pieces of clothing on the ground. There's no blood, no footprints, or anything else. Why didn't you just say that at the beginning? The depth of it, the last footprints were positioned that he was indicated he was still walking. At no point, he stood still, as if he had just vaporized in the air, with all his clothes in the middle of the walk. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing, but I can't give another explanation. The only thing I remember is near the footsteps I sensed a faint smell of rot. However, there was no animal corpse nearby. It is ridiculous to think he suddenly started to decay and become earth. And the end of the case was just closed in 3 days. Wow. No evidence of any kind, we couldn't say anything, but he decided to escape from the village. Excuse me. However, while officially there was no more to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took away from my sleep. In my mind, I thought all sorts of theories. Like maybe everything was a plan developed by Matthew, but in the end they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more into the issue. I searched into the town for similar stories. To my surprise, I found 4, all young men. The story was always the same. They walked in the forest alone, disappearing without a trace. Even more curious is that all of them disappeared on the same date, October 30th, or October 31. But there is more. A detail that completely eliminates the possibility of there being a killer or kidnapper behind this is that there is separation of the years. Roger Bacon disappeared 24. Mitchell Smith disappears in 1867. Jason Black, 1813. Worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. I thought that the answer may be past in the forest. It was then when I discovered that what seemed to be a simple and boring forest actually hid a great story. Before it was called Oakwood or Oaks Forest, it was called Witchwood. The word witch is huge similarity with witch. I can speak English, I swear. Taking into consideration the old name and language changes over time, that indicates it was the forest for witches. Oh, so it's kind of like a forest that witches go and practice their shit. That's what I'm gonna say. Apparently more than 400 years ago, the people of the village believed witches lived. Like I said, I didn't even read that first. Unfortunately, all the information is already lost. There were stories told by invoice without a properly written record. I just know that change of religion to Christian, people stopped being the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Apparently the last one before her death cast a curse on the forest, which even today should continue to exist. Oh man, that's weird. That's weird. Witchcraft is so fucking weird. I don't want to be a part of it, or know any more about it. Anyway, obviously I can't accept something like that as an answer. In the end, I have no other choice than accepting that each one has escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like it's something supernatural. Now, that was a long article, considering the fact I don't read. Interesting story. I didn't know such a story has hiding in this town. I said honestly surprised as if it was a lie. It managed to hold my interest. Wait, there was something more. Alfred said as he's at the same time he scrolls to the comments. We read what was written there. A couple of comments called our attention. Both of them talk about some creature. At the time they felt horrible fear for what happened to them, while the two comments share great similarities. But they could have written by the same person. There are many others that deny it. Looks like many people went to the forest because the legend couldn't find anything. I thought that you only read these things and looked more cool before the girls, replied Stephen as a joke. Alfred giggled with little shame. Partly, yes. He admitted it. That secret everybody silently knew. It is on one. I was checking. Well, well. We have an activity for tonight. Stephen said at the same time with face overflowing with enthusiasm. What? I was completely lost. I thought he was killing time. Simple. Let's go to the forest. Stephen replied without hesitation. He seemed really fascinated by the story. Are you insane? Said Alfred, unbelievable to hear what he just heard. You only needed to know at his face to know he did not like the idea. Despite everything you heard, you want to go? Of course. It would be a test of courage among us three, replied Stephen full of confidence, perhaps too much. He should relax a bit. Don't tell me you're afraid. No, why should I be afraid? Answered Alfred, at the same time holds his arm, making a false gesture of security. It's more than obvious you are afraid, Alfred. Almost as much as you're talking with a girl. What about you, Axel? Don't tell me you won't come. Suddenly Stephen asked me at the same time looking at me. Don't tell me you're want to be with a group of chickens. I hate the tone of voice he used. I will never give you that, I said without thinking, showing a confident smile and look. Well, let's not say more. Take your coats, backpacks, flashlights, and some food. We're going to the forest. Stephen was full of energy. Yeah! We three said in unison, as if we were going to some kind of private party, not really knowing what we were going to do or find. This is a bad idea. Oh, this is after they got knocked out. Okay, so it was talking about the present, and then the past, and now it's catching up to now again, so it's the present again. I wake up completely confused, not knowing how much time passed. My head hurts like hell, but I can't blame it. Fortunately, the pain goes away quickly, just as my confusion. Soon I come back to my senses. My flashlight was lying on the ground, shining towards the emptied air. I immediately pick up. It was my only protection against the darkness that surrounds me. This picture, this visual, though, it's amazing. Is there any way to get rid of this thing up here? Display mode. No, I guess not. Anyway, then I remember that Stephen and Alfred were with me. Stephen, Alfred, can you hear me? Without thinking, I screamed their names in the dark without trying to find them with my flashlight. But there was no trace of them. They were gone. Where the hell are they? And what the heck just happened? I really don't understand anything. Shit. We should have stayed home. This is not proof of courage. We could be in danger. I didn't know there was going to be language in here. I have to find them. Oh, okay now. So it's going to be an adventure game. Yeah, let's go with that. Fucking cat took my bed. Little time has passed since I started looking for my friends, and I already can't stand this place. I'm going crazy in this forest. The darkness covers it is unnatural. It is darkness that steals your own sanity, replacing it with anxiety. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, I can feel that inside. Oh, that's so bad. To make it worse, the air is damp and cold in the winter, carrying a strong, rotten smell, as if corpses of animals hidden throughout the forest. The atmosphere in this place is oppressive. With every step you take, it makes you more uncomfortable. Since I started to look for my friends, I felt that something is watching me, but there is nothing. I sighed with a voice full of frustration. I just want to get out of here. I continue walking devoid of any hope. No matter what I look or how much I find nothing. I can't even hear the sound of animals. Rather, it seems that they're already dead or rotting. No, I have to calm myself, I said to myself. I stopped for a moment to rest. I breathed deeply, but the rotten air is no place does that good for me. Immediately, I start to cough as if I have something stuck in my throat. Shit, shit, shit! What am I going to do? This cursed forest seems endless. And even by miracle I could escape. I cannot abandon Stephen and Alfred. I really screwed up. Oh, at least they kept it PG there. Again, I sigh, verge of tears. My frustration is building it, but all I can do is best to keep calm. If I fall into desperation, there is no doubt that it will be joining the last of missing persons. In the end, I decided to keep walking. Step by step, I should get somewhere. At least I was convinced that staying in the same place was not going to do me any good. Even if it was only to deceive myself, feeling like I'm doing something, I wanted to continue walking. Time passes without any changes. Only the sound of my footsteps could be heard. Knowing that as soon as you stop, you will be surrounded by a dead silence. It's a good incentive to keep walking. But my legs were already hurting. Suddenly I hear a crack in my feet. Instantly I take a step back and look below to see what made that sound. What is this? I whispered to myself, discovering it was stepped on an animal bone. I believed it was from an animal, although I do not rule out the possibility that it belonged to a person. But for my own good, I prefer not to think about that. An expression of anguish is drawn on my face. It is best to ignore it. I have to keep walking. Suddenly my flashlight reveals something. Without hesitation, I point towards there again. Hey, it's the kitty that fucked me up. Only to realize with the surprise it was the white cat. The one before, which made the awful meow. But this time it was laying on the ground. It appears to be fainted as is wounded. Then what should I do? Oh no! Oh, it's a choice based. Oh no! I'm gonna pick her up. It is best to continue without waking her up. The cat is dangerous. It's her fault I ended up in this place. But not knowing that, for some reason, I can't help but feel sorry for her. Even if it's unnatural, it's still an animal. I've been down. She's still unconscious. There's a thin line of blood coming from her mouth. Oh! I'm a real idiot. I said to myself at the same time I cleaned the blood with her mouth with a handkerchief that I had with me. Fortunately, she does not wake up. Then I closed her mouth, making her appearance a little better. Now she seems to be peacefully sleeping. Where's my phone? Okay. Okay, I helped the animal, even though it kind of maybe it fucked me up. I feel like that's going to come back and help, but I'm not 100%. After a long sigh, I decided to pick her up carefully. I don't know what the powers of the cat are, but if she brought me here, maybe she can return me to my world. With her in my arms, I decided the best thing I can do is continue walking. Now I have an extra load, so I'm going to get more tired. I don't remember the time, 2:19, so like 20 minutes have passed. More or less. Again, I find myself in the dark forest walking aimlessly. Only moving forward, but it didn't seem I was getting somewhere. In my arms I carry the cat which sleeps soundly. Come here. Here you'll be safe. I suddenly stop. It was probably easy to see the disbelief on my face at the moment. It's that voice again. I whispered to myself and no one listened to me. Shortly after I found the cat, the mysterious voice appeared in my mind. It is a feminine voice, soft and gentle, as if it belonged to a princess from a fairy tale, but I can't trust it. Am I really going crazy? Or is this forest that doesn't make any sense? I don't know, but I don't like any of the two options. I then feel the cat move in my arms. I look down at her confused, just to see how she opens her red eye suddenly. I become quiet in an instant. For a moment, the two stayed motionless, staring into each other's eyes. The red eyes of the cat are disturbing to me, but also there seems something fascinating about them, something that attracts me. I lose myself in her eyes as if hypnotized, until suddenly she jumps with the intention of scratching my face. Ah, bitch! My reflex push her at the same time I jump back, turning my head to dodge her claws. I manage to dodge her attack, but in the progress I drop my flashlight. Ah, goddammit! I panic and acted clumsy. The flashlight falls near me, lighting up a tree in the vicinity. As soon as it left my hands, I remember how dense the abnormal darkness is. I quickly pick it up, not even thinking about taking action. Back to the forest, and then light the place where the cat was. Only to discover she had arched her back angrily, as if she feared from attacking me. The red eyes stare at me, shining the light of the flashlight that were jewels, reflecting this fearsome hatred of rejection towards me. My body freezes after seeing them. I can't even think. The cat lets out a thunderous meow, similar to the one, but weaker. Although not less frightening. There's no doubt there's something wrong with the animal. It might be cursed. Everything is her fault. She must be a kind of evil spirit, a pet of a witches. Well, that's messed up. I feel how panic seizes me. Seizes me? My heart beats quickly, begging for me to do something. My mouth is dry and my forehead covered with cold sweat. Oh, that's horrible. What should I do? Oh. Okay, so the cat attacked me, I guess, more so to speak. But I can't help but like try to go towards it, like see what it wants from me. I don't want to run away. Let's confront the cat. Let's see what happens. No, I should not despair. I have to calm down and think carefully what I should do. With that mindset, I take a deep breath and look at her. Soon the expression in my eyes changes from fear to courage. There we go. It was only a cat, without a doubt a strange one, but my life is not actually in danger. This isn't a tiger staring at me, but a simple cat. Not a witch's pet or anything. Apparently her own power are those weird meows. If she could kill me, she would have done it. So I rule out that possibility. You don't know that, man. Her work must be transporting the next victim to the area of the forest. So unnatural and shady. After filling my lungs with air, I slowly walk towards the cat. Oi! Her meows get louder with every step, but I don't let them scare me. Seeing that I don't turn back, she shyly takes a step back. In my mind, I smile at that image. The prey is now the hunter. I look at her directly while advancing. Little by little, her meows became weaker, as if she was losing strength. There we go. I was right. Then I suddenly jump and take her in my hands. She hardly resists at all. Not so tough now, huh? You look better like this. Whoa, she's really close. She's trembling in my hands. She looks so helpless, I feel like a villain. But I must not forget that she has done so far. It's her fault I'm in this.